In this module, we move from CyberArk architecture into practical implementation. We'll follow the lifecycle of privileged accounts, discovering and classifying them, onboarding and testing access, applying password policies, rotating credentials, and governing operations through monitoring, audit, and response. You already have the core PAM context: identity foundations, privileged account risk, zero trust controls, Microsoft Entra PIM operations, and CyberArk's platform role. Now we'll turn that context into day-to-day implementation. Onboarding accounts, enforcing policies, handling exceptions, rotating credentials, and operating CyberArk reliably. CyberArk implementation is a lifecycle, not a one-time install. It begins with discovering privileged accounts and prioritizing the ones that create the most business risk. From there, each account is classified and mapped to the right safe platform owner and access model. Policies then define how credentials rotate, who can use them, and whether sessions are controlled. Testing confirms those controls through connection checks, password verification, rotation tests, and audit review. After go-live, operations keep the program healthy through monitoring, exception handling, reporting, and continuous policy improvement. Account discovery is where privileged access becomes visible before it becomes managed. Start by gathering evidence from directories, endpoint scans, asset inventories, cloud platforms, network tools, and application owners. Then identify candidate accounts such as local admins, domain admins, service accounts, database admins, root users, and device privileges. Normalize the results so each account has a system, privilege level, owner, and risk rating. Prioritize accounts with broad access, shared use, weak ownership, or old and unknown passwords. Finally, validate the findings with system owners so stale, duplicate, or sensitive accounts are handled correctly before onboarding. Classification connects discovery to control. CyberArk should not treat every credential the same way. A domain admin, a SQL account, a Linux root credential, and a Windows service account each carry different risk and require different handling. Start by identifying what the account is, how it is used, and which system it touches. Then assign risk based on privilege scope, system criticality, regulatory impact, and attacker exposure. Finally, document ownership clearly: business owner, technical owner, approver, safe owner, and support team. Strong classification drives the right access, rotation, monitoring, approval, and audit policies. A CyberArk platform is the management rulebook for a specific type of account. A Windows local admin, Unix SSH account, Oracle database user, and network device credential may all need different password formats, commands, and connection methods. When the account is assigned to the correct platform, CyberArk knows how to verify it, rotate it, reconcile it, and record activity consistently. If the platform is wrong, rotations can fail, accounts can lock, or audits can miss important evidence. Correct assignment keeps control safe and predictable. A safe is more than a folder. It is the control boundary for privileged access. Group accounts around real ownership, such as an application team, environment, platform, risk level, or compliance scope. Then assign permissions with precision. Some users may only view metadata, others may retrieve or use credentials, and a smaller group should manage, audit, or own the safe. Avoid large catch-all safes, because they blur accountability and expand blast radius. Clear names, such as production, Windows admins, or finance Oracle databases, make operations scalable and audits easier. Reconciliation accounts are CyberArk's controlled recovery tool for managed credentials. When a password becomes unknown, expires, falls out of sync, or is changed outside CyberArk, normal rotation may fail because CyberArk no longer has a valid starting point. A reconciliation account has enough privilege to reset the target password and bring the account back under management. That power is exactly why governance matters. Use separate reconciliation accounts for different platforms or admin boundaries, rotate them, restrict safe access, and monitor every use. They restore control, but they must never become an unmanaged master key. Once an account is onboarded, do not assume it is ready for production use. Prove it. Launch the connection through CyberArk, including PSM when required, and confirm the user experience is clean. Verify that CyberArk can check the current password with the assigned platform. Then run controlled change and reconciliation tests before enabling frequent rotation. Finally, review audit records, account status, safe permissions, and any access issues. A successful test means CyberArk can manage, rotate, reconcile, audit, and use the account without interrupting operations. CyberArk policies turn privileged passwords into managed assets, not static secrets. Verification confirms that the password in the vault still matches the target account, so access does not silently drift. Change and rotation replace credentials on a schedule, by admin request, after risk signals, or during checkout and check-in. Protection limits who can use the password and under what conditions. Reconciliation provides the recovery path when normal change fails, using separate authority to regain control. The best policy is risk-based, strong enough for compliance, but realistic for systems and operations. Rotation works best when it is risk-based, not one-size-fits-all. Domain admins, shared local admins, and externally exposed accounts usually justify shorter rotation cycles because compromise has higher impact. But the policy still has to fit the system. Some platforms reject long passwords, certain symbols, or automated changes, especially in legacy environments. That is why exceptions need governance. Record the reason, get approval, set an end date when possible, and review regularly. Also, plan around service accounts, clusters, application dependencies, and maintenance windows. The goal is stronger security without causing outages or breaking critical systems. A failed rotation is more than a routine error. The vault and target account may be out of sync, and access risk can rise quickly. Start by reading the error message, then validate connectivity to the endpoint. Confirm that the account has permission to change the password, and verify that the correct platform, policy, and password rules are assigned. If a manual change occurred, or the standard change cannot complete, use reconciliation to regain control. Create the ticket, notify the owner, document the root cause, and improve the process so the failure does not repeat. CyberArk operations are a continuous service management cycle, not a once-a-week check. Administrators monitor Vault, PVWA, CPM, PSM, connectors, integrations, and dependent services for early signs of trouble. They also track risk signals, such as failed verifications, failed rotations, locked accounts, overdue password changes, inactive safes, and unusual access. The goal is to move quickly from monitoring to detection to response and then improvement. Daily checks keep the service stable. Weekly reviews clean up access and ownership. Monthly routines keep platforms, connectors, and documentation current. Consider a suspicious domain admin checkout after hours. CyberArk should help answer 4 questions quickly. Who used the account? When they used it? Why access was approved? And what happened in the session? The response becomes a controlled workflow. Suspend the user's privileged access, rotate the exposed credential, review the recorded session and command activity, preserve logs as evidence, and notify the right stakeholders. The same data supports audit reporting for SOX, PCI DSS, HIPAA, ISO 27001, NIST, and internal audit without relying on guesswork. CyberArk implementation success comes down to discipline. Onboard accounts correctly, design policies that secure without breaking systems, keep rotation operations reliable, and monitor continuously for audit and incident readiness. From here, we broaden the lens. We'll look at Beyond Trust, then Delinea, and then compare vendors against real enterprise requirements so you can make practical platform decisions.